Hi everyone, hope y'all are doing well. I'm Ash. Y'all are watching Preen Ash Bae. Friends, today we are going to see a small story called The Secret of Happiness. Once upon a time, there were three brothers named Jack, John, and Jimmy who lived in a cottage. They were honest and hardworking. Every day they would venture into the forest for wood. Later, they would sell it in the market where it would fetch a decent price. Thus, their life continued in this manner. However, the brothers were always sad and morose. Even though they lived a good life, they were unhappy. Each one hungered for something or the other and would pine for it. One day, Jack, John, and Jimmy were returning home with bundle of logs. They saw an old haggard woman bent low with a sack on her back. As they were kind and compassionate, the brothers immediately approached the old woman and offered to carry the sack all the way to her home. She smiled and expressed her gratefulness, and the sack actually contained apples as the woman collected in the forest. Three brothers took turns in carrying the sack, and at last, when they reached the woman's home, they were too tired indeed. Now, this old woman was no ordinary person and had magical powers. Pleased with the brothers' kind and selfless nature, she asked them whether there was anything she could help them with as a reward. We were not happy. That has become our greatest concern, replied Jack. The woman asked what would make them happy. Each one spoke a different thing that would please them. A splendid mansion with plenty of servants would make me happy. There is nothing more that I would want, Jack replied. A big farm with lots of harvest would make me happy. Then I could become rich without having to worry, John replied. A beautiful wife would make me happy. Every day after returning home, her sweet little face would light me up and make me forget my sorrow, said Jimmy. That is fine, said the old woman. If these things will give you happiness, you deserve them in every respect for helping a poor, helpless person like me. Go home, and each of you shall find exactly what you wished for. This took the brothers by surprise as they did not know about the woman's powers. Nevertheless, they took leave and returned home. Jack saw beside their cottage there was a huge mansion with a doorman and other servants waiting outside. They greeted Jack and urged him in. At some distance, a yellow farmland showed itself. A plowman came and announced that it belonged to John. John gasped. Just at that moment, a beautiful woman approached Jimmy and said that she was his wife. The brothers were beside themselves with joy at this new turn of events. They thanked their lucky stars and adopted to their new lifestyles. The days passed, and soon a year was over. The situation, however, now different for Jack, John, and Jimmy. Jack had grown tired of owning the mansion. He became lazy and did not supervise his servants into taking proper care of mansion. John, who had built a decent house next to his farmland, found it burdensome to plough the fields and sow seeds from time to time. Jimmy, too, grew used to his beautiful wife and no longer found any joy in keeping her company. In short, all of them were unhappy again. One day, the three of them met up and decided to visit old woman at her home. That woman has magical powers which turned our dreams into reality. However, since we are no longer happy, we must go and seek her help now. It is she who will be able to tell us the secret to attaining happiness, Jack said. When they came to old woman, she was cooking stew in a pot. Greeted her, and each one started to say how they turned unhappy again. Please tell us how can we become happy again, said Jimmy. Old woman replied, well, it is all in your own hands. See, when you all were granted by your wishes, you were happy. However, happiness never lasts without an important thing, content. Earlier, you were happy but never really content or satisfied, or boredom and misery overcame you and you became sad again. Only if you learn to be content, you can truly enjoy the bliss of happiness. Jack, John, and Jimmy realized their mistake and went back home. They saw how lucky they were to have the gifts for which they had once craved. Jack felt grateful for being the owner of a mansion and began taking good care of it. John began to plough his land diligently so as to have a good harvest in time. Jimmy also learned to appreciate his pretty wife's chores in the house and her devotion towards him. The brothers never tried to take their blessings for granted, thus, they lived happily ever after. Stay happy with what you have because what you have today is a wish for someone else in this world. Friends, this is the lesson that we can learn from the story. Hope you like this video. If you want more upcoming videos on such topics or such stories, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Yes, it's time to say take care. Bye bye.